Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha and today I'm going to be sharing with you swatches and a try on featuring the second Revolution Wild Animal palette. So this is the second palette that I've picked up from the collection. You can see that it's very tiger inspired. You've got the brand name there, Fierce there, which is obviously the name of the palette, and that it comes from the Wild Animal palette collection. Turning it over, you've got the brand name, the collection name, how the pans are set out, that it's cruelty free, and the ingredients. You can pick this up for £10 from either revolutionbeauty.com, superdrug.com or Superdrug Stores, which is where I picked mine up from. So it's £10, exactly the same as the Courage palette that I shared with you yesterday. I'm just going to share with you what they both look like so that you can have an idea of, you know, the differences there. So this is Fierce, this is Courage, Tiger, Leopard. Okay, so that's what they look like together. Then moving on to the actual, ooh, it's fluff floating about, onto the actual palette. And again, it looks like that. So if you do see the tester in the Superdrug Stores, then it will be plain black there, but it does look like this. Okay, so it has got that tiger print on the front. So again, the same information, Revolution. You can just about make that out, and then Makeup Revolution London. Let me just see if I can get the light right. There we go. Okay, so that's gold. A little bit lost with this beautiful print on the front. Again, you've got that black shiny base and the same information. So Revolution, Fierce, and that it's from the Wild Animal collection. How the pans are laid out, that it's cruelty free. Okay, so I'm just going to also show you the packaging side by side from both palettes. Now this one, Courage, is very shiny. You can see that, whereas Fierce is a lot more matte. Packaging wise, I think I prefer Courage, but this one still looks beautiful. It's just matte and this one's shiny. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just show you inside the Fierce palette, and then I'll show you both palettes side by side, and then of course we'll get on to swatches and all of that good stuff. So as with the other palette, you do, let me just get it right, there we go. You do get a big mirror, and then this is your palette. So if you like your warms, if you like your oranges, you're going to love this. Again, let me just see if I can get the light right again. Some of the pans again have that design. So basically the front, obviously this one is the tiger design, is reflected in some of the pans. I'll just move it about so you can see. Okay, I love that gold going through each pan or separating each pan. Okay, let me open Courage and then I'll show you the side by side. Also, I want to just talk to you about the longevity of the eyeshadow as well, and my thoughts from wearing Courage yesterday, which is the pink one. Okay, so there they are side by side for you. So Courage is very pink inspired, and then Fierce is very orange and warm toned inspired. Okay. Right, I want to share with you my thoughts on how this one, so Courage, performed, just before I get into the swatches. Usually I get a lot of rubbing with the way my eyes are a little bit hooded, as I always mention, so I expected this to be the same. So when I removed my makeup about 10, 11 o'clock last night, I expected there to be some rubbing, where there always is, and most of the time what I have is I have a little bit here left and a little bit on the inner corner. Is just how my eyes are. So I was very, very pleasantly surprised to find that the two shades I used yesterday, so this one, this deeper shade and this light pink shade, there was no rubbing whatsoever. I must admit that when I swatched those pans yesterday and applied the eyeshadow, it felt in a different league compared to other Revolution palettes. I don't know what they've done with the formula, but it is outstanding. I said yesterday that I would give top marks to this palette, and I certainly would. I wish all of Revolution's eyeshadow formula was this formula, because it stayed on my eyes. There was no rubbing. My eyes looked as good, especially the shimmers, which is, you know, when I get that wear, it just looked as good. I couldn't believe it. I had to do a double take, and then it was a shame that I had to remove it. But yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised. So I would certainly go and grab one of these, two of these, three, if you like all of these colours. But these eyeshadows are in a different league. Okay, so I had to mention that. Now let's get on to swatches, and let's get on to the try on of the new Fierce palette. So again, I'll do row by row for you. Some of these colours in here are just, well, they're all beautiful, but some are really calling my name. Right. Already. Now this is a warm eyeshadow palette, but I think if you love your pinks and taupes, again, you're going to love it. When you look at it, first of all, like, you know, we know it was in Superdrug, and thank goodness it was in Superdrug, otherwise I would have passed these palettes by. You know, well, I looked at them and I thought, oh, shan't I get them? And my husband said, oh, Samantha, you've got so many eyeshadows, do you need any more? Which is, you know, a silly thing to say to me, because, you know, I just love eyeshadow. And I swatched them, and I just felt the difference. You're going to see by the swatches here what I mean. Again, I'm blown away. So we've got this taupey pink. I mean, look at that. Beautiful. If you love your shimmers as well, you're going to love these palettes. Courage is very heavy on the shimmer. I think there was a shimmer on the top row, shimmer on the middle row, and then 2 or 3 on the bottom row. No, matte, sorry. So 1 matte on the top row, 1 matte on the middle row, and 2 or 3 mattes on the bottom. Sorry, I've got shimmer on my brain at the moment. So we've got, oh, I'm obsessed with that colour. I wasn't expecting that. Let me just move this over so I can see what I'm talking about. We've then got this shade here, and it's like a satin. It's not out and out shimmery, but it's not matte either. We've then got this one here, absolutely stunning. We've got a matte coral, we've got a matte brown, and then we have this shimmery, fiery, orangey red. So in the top row here, you've got the 2 mattes there, the rest are shimmers. Ooh, already impressed, but I knew that I was going to be, if these were the same as yesterday's, I knew I was going to love it, because I was so impressed. Okay, now I really like that, because there's the first shade that I swatched was like that taupey pink shade, and I've got a matte now to go along with that, if you want that obviously monotoned kind of look. Okay, it seems like we've got more mattes in this palette, but I really didn't struggle at all, you know, making that look from yesterday. Okay, so we're starting off here. This is row 2. So we have got a shimmery orangey, not as, well, I suppose it's like that, but not quite as coral as that, but a little bit more on the peach side. We've got our first matte of the second row. An out and out orange. We've got this taupey shade, which is again another matte, which matches this shade perfectly, but it's in the matte form. Then we have this one here, beautiful. We then have this one here, which is another orangey shade, but a little bit warmer. And I'm just going to double this one up. It is very hard to see it on my skin tone. It's like a gold, but it's yellowy gold. That one there. I'm just going to swatch it on my hand so I can show you it close up. There we go. There it is. Okay. A little bit difficult to twist the arm around. Okay. moving on to row 3. When I swatched these yesterday, I was blown away. I'm not very good with my left hand, especially swatching, and I've made a real mess of it sometimes. But yesterday was so easy. That is the formulation. The formulation swatches beautifully and also wears beautifully as well. So again, here we go with row 3. And there's this beautiful yellow. Ooh, just like sunshine, stunning. Okay, last one. That's very peachy. I'm going to double that one up. There we go. Okay, so we've got row 3. The very first one, I have to move it this way, I can't see now. The very first shade is, it looks a little bit like it's a satin. That one there. It's very matte. You can see that there's a slight sheen there. We've then got that beautiful shimmery sunshine yellow. We then have a satin orange. With these satin shades, I find that you can put them in the crease. And then we have a matte orange, like a coral orange. We then have a shimmery fiery brown, because you can see, can't you, it looks brown, but then in the light, when it catches the light, it's got a little bit of fire behind it. And then we have that matte peach tone. So that's row 3, row 2 and row 1. Okay, just going to clean my hands and then we'll get on to the look. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm so pleased I picked this up. I knew that I was going to get the pink one, and I'm so glad I got this because the formula is just divine. Okay, as always, I'm going to start the look off with the eye contour brush from Primark. Now, I really want to go for those taupey pinks. That's what I really want to do. But I don't know. I've got to go for the orange as well, haven't I? It's difficult. I'm going to start it. I think I'm going to go for the peach and the orange, and I'm starting it off with this shade here. That one there. Okay. We did pink yesterday, so we need to go a little bit orange, I think, to reflect this palette. But I do like the fact that you've got that choice there. Okay, I've already primed my eye with, as always, the Revolution Pro Eye Contour. Is it the Eye Contour? No, I'm thinking about the brush. Eye Element, sorry. Confusing myself now. In Central. Ooh, that blended out like a dream. Okay, let's go on to the other eye. Wow. I did notice yesterday, especially with the crease shades, because obviously, you know, I've got more area to fill with that first shade, so I know that I'm going to have to blend it out a little bit. But with the deeper shades in the crease, you know, all I did was basically like that, and you know, it was done. I could not believe it. Okay. Just making sure that they are similarly placed. Okay, that's gorgeous. I'm going to pop a little bit of that underneath the eye. Now I'm back with the Conceal and Define today underneath the eyes, but I'm finding that it's creased terribly. One of you mentioned translucent powder. I think I'm going to have to try translucent. I usually use the Revolution Pro Powder foundation, which has never let me down. I don't know if it's because of the heat, whether I've been particularly tired this week and my eyes are a little bit puffy. I don't know, but I think I'm going to have to invest in the translucent powder. This eye in particular is incredibly creased. and looks very crepey today. But like I say, I am suffering with a little bit of tiredness because, of course, one of my puppies, Winston, had an operation Friday. So I'm a little bit worse for wear this week, tired-wise. Okay. That is just beautiful, isn't it? I'm definitely going to go into this orange. I don't usually like to wear too much orange, but I'm going to orange it up a little bit today. So that one there, bottom row, fourth one along. See what that looks like. Okay, pleasantly surprised with that shade. Now, I don't usually like really bright, like rainbow eyes. It's just not my style. But that is a really fresh, it looks completely, you know, like near enough neon, but on the eye it comes off very, like a very fresh, summery shade. Ooh, beautiful. Perfect for the weather that we're having at the moment. All of this sunshine. Okay, really like that. I want to mix it up a little bit and see how it layers. So I'm going to apply, what should I do now? Should I go in with the rich brown? I'm going to go in second row, fifth one along, that one there. There's quite a number of mattes to choose from in this palette. So keeping that into the crease. That brown is much more orange on the eye than it looks. And I'm going to go in, I'm going to go cool, I think, to neutralise that shade. So I'm going in with that one. So top row, fifth one across. Because it just looks too much. That's better. It's just taken that down a notch or two. These layer beautifully. I've put that deep shade on, but there's no dragging. It's just effortless. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, that's took away a lot of that orange for me. So you can see that I've got, you know, an orange on my eye, but it's just not too much, which it just doesn't look right on me. I like to have a little bit of it, but not too much. But obviously, if you do, you can do that with this palette. You saw that before I put the brown on. So, you know, whether you want to, you know, take it down a notch or two, you can do that with this palette, or you can be really, you know, bold as well. So it is versatile, which is what I like. I love it. I absolutely love the formula. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful formula. Okay, now for the shimmer. Ooh. And what shall I put on? Oh, shall I put the yellow on? I think I'm going to go in with the yellow. I'm going to go in with, yeah, definitely the yellow. So I'm going in with that one there. I've got to use that yellow. That is just beautiful. You can feel it when you swatch it. Also, there's no, I'll show you the palette in a moment, but there's no fallout from these either. I have never come across a palette that swatches so beautifully. There is no fallout, not even with the mattes, which is unusual for Revolution because usually they do have fallout with their eyeshadows. But you know, they, even though there's no fallout at all, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I mean, this is perfection. So a little bit more of that deeper shade there. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, I think I'm going to go in on the eyes with this one here. So this is the one that I used on the lid. I'm going to go in with this one here, which I don't know, it reminds me of a very expensive like champagne. So I'm using, let me just tell you the brush, 250 pencil and powder smudge brush from Primark. My good old trusty pointed smudge brush. So just blend that in. Actually, it's quite yellow. It looks champagne in the pan, but it goes on quite yellow, but not as yellow as the one that I used on the lid. Gorgeous, absolutely. There's more is more with these inner corner highlights. Oh, gorgeous. Love that. Okay, so that's the eyeshadow completed. If you would like to know what's on my lips, I've got the Revolution Reniassance lip liner. I found my sharpener. So I've got the lip liner in Chauffeur, and then I've got, is it Just Eat Cake? Let Them Eat Cake. And it's one of their matte liquid lipsticks from the Matte Lips collection. So I've got the eyeliner, which again I've sharpened. Hooray! I found the sharpener. In the black, it's the waterproof, Smoky waterproof gel eyeliner. Perfect. Now for a little bit of mascara. Of course, the Mascara Revolution. What else would it be? Again, I'm just putting it on the top lid because top lash because I'm getting a little bit of, I mean, it's not that hot here, thank goodness, in Norfolk, but today, but when you're melting, your mascara tends to melt. Okay, so that is my look complete. The eyeshadow layered beautifully. Anyway, what I will say now is I'm now going into a little bit of a review for you. So I was so impressed with Courage yesterday. I'm getting carried away, as you can tell. So I was so impressed with Courage. So I was really hoping that Fierce would also live up to that and be the same formula. And it is. If you like this one, then you're going to love the formula, love the shades. If you love warm tones, I should say, you're going to love this. It swatched beautifully, it applied beautifully. You can see there is no fallout, just like yesterday. Revolution have really perfected their eyeshadows. So not only do they swatch really well, they apply really well. There's no fallout at all. They are just something totally new because, well, like I say, they've perfected it. So everything is covered with these palettes. All you have to do is pick the 1, 2 or 3 palette that you would like to pick up. They are only £10 each, which is phenomenal. This is the best formula eyeshadow I've ever tried. And again, I give this top marks. I'm going to say 10 out of 5. That's how much I love this formula. And it's only £10. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I also really like the fact that you've got some taupey pinks in here as well. So although, yes, it is a warm eyeshadow palette, but you're covered with taupes as well in here. Absolutely beautiful. I'll just leave you with the swatches. I would love it. So row 1, row 2, and then row 3. I would love it if you commented. Perhaps you've picked up these palettes, and I would love to know, are you loving them as much as I am? Have you found that their formula has been perfected even more? So yeah, I'd love all of that good stuff. Please let me know how you've got on with yours. Also, are you going to be picking these up? You know, you've now obviously seen the 2 palettes. There is a bright one left. Like I say, I don't know if I'm going to pick it up. We'll see. I'll probably spot it in Superdrug and get it. I mean, £10, inexpensive, but it's worth the gamble of having that, well, that formula. It is just outstanding. Okay, so that's everything that I wanted to share with you today. Do keep the comments coming, please. I love to hear from you. I love to hear your thoughts. And if you have just stumbled across my channel, I would love it if you subscribed to watch further videos, and I will be back tomorrow to share something else with you. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.